Hey guys, we're here at the Melbourne Electric SUV show. This is going to be on in Sydney in November, so stay tuned for the Sydney show if you guys are from Sydney. Guys, this is the new XPENG G6, and it's going to be a real tough decision. Do you buy one of these or do you buy a Tesla Model Y? I mean, really honestly, I don't know, because this is an incredibly impressive car. It was really hard to get people out of this car because so many people are so interested in this new EV. So guys, let's have a look inside the new XPENG G6, which goes on sale in Australia in only a couple of months' time. As you can see guys, they've got a very sleek door handle, so hidden inside the body of the car, which improves the aerodynamics of the car. You're going to get a little bit more range because of those hidden door handles, those flush door handles. It does look good too. I really think the shape of this car, probably a bit nicer looking than a Model Y. In fact, definitely a bit nicer looking than a Model Y. So guys, let's have a look inside. All right guys, so looking at the interior of this XPENG G6, it is definitely a step up from a Model Y. Definitely a little bit more premium looking in the interior. You can see these heated ventilated seats. They feel like premium seats. They don't feel like the kind of vinyl cheap seats that you often see in some of the other electric cars that you can buy. So really, really nice seats and a good shape, kind of like a real premium looking interior. One of the things that really stands out to me, guys, is the fact that this media screen, it doesn't look like an afterthought. So they've basically put a media screen here right in the middle of the car. You've got like a 12-inch digital screen in front of you. So that is probably one of the differences, but for some people, they don't want a Tesla Model Y because they don't have a screen directly in front of the driver. That's one of the things that stands out to me. Probably two differences between this and the Model Y is this does look more premium on the inside of the car, but also you're getting that digital screen in front of you. Another thing that I noticed, guys, the steering wheel, it's a really, really nice shape. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of the shape of the steering wheel. And I also think the color of the interior makes it not look drab. I mean, a lot of people are complaining. They're saying a lot of new electric cars, they look boring as hell on the inside. They're gray, dark. As you guys can see, this is not gray, but I'm not a fan of white. With a pure white interior, you see marks, you see every single little mark, you see but this is more of a kind of a shade, a darker shade of cream. I would say a darker shade of cream, so which I think that's quite nice. Now, look at the interior here. You've got a couple of cup holders. Then you've got actually your mobile phone chargers, your wireless mobile phone chargers are here. Then of course you've got a really big space here, guys. So we'll edit the video later showing you guys the space here. Big space here, guys. Really, really massive. It's kind of like, can fit my whole arm in there. So that's kind of a nice feature. Okay, the big selling point for XPENG that I don't think a lot of people know this, and a lot of reviewers don't know this, guys. Car expert, they're good at what they do, but honestly, the big selling point for this car, it's the only serious rival to Tesla when it comes to software. The ADAS system, the autopilot system they have, the reason the Volkswagen Group invested in this company, in XPENG, basically bought 5% of the company, is to get their software. So their self-driving software, it is possibly equal with Tesla, possibly second to Tesla, but they're up there competing with Tesla with their full self-driving. So there are lots of videos showing this car can park itself. You can do summon. You can literally get out of the car, you can get on your phone, and you can get the car to drive where you want it to go. If it's too hard to park there, you just get out of the car, grab out your phone, and you actually press on your phone, summon, and drive into that spot. Now, it does have like an autopilot system. So this car, it's going to be similarly priced to a Tesla Model Y, and in many ways, it's probably the only real rival in Australia to a Tesla Model Y, which, in my opinion, suggests they're going to sell well. Now, 570 kilometers of range with this car, right? The longer range version of this, that's a lot of range. And considering the charging speed is very fast, you can charge 10 to 80% in 20 minutes. That's impressive, guys. So 570 kilometers of range, 0 to 100 in 6.2 seconds. And like I said, a bit more premium inside than a Tesla. Honestly, it does feel a bit more premium. It's going to be a great car to see on the roads. The feedback I'm getting from all the audience out here, all the people, they are all looking at it. They're all like, Sam, get out of the car. We want to get in the car. They're saying basically, look, people are trying to get in and we're saying, no, just give us a minute. So people are this is probably the most popular stand here today, and everyone's standing around waiting for me, telling me to get out. So I better get out of the car, guys. XPENG G6 though, it'll be a similar price to a Tesla Model Y. And honestly, I can probably see this selling extremely well in Australia. It's really worth looking at. Hey guys, this is the XPENG G6, the outside of the car. You can see here, this wing here comes up as actually aerodynamic. So when the car is going faster, this wing will pop up, and then when it slows down, it'll go down. So this is actually a really interesting feature that not a lot of electric cars have active aerodynamics. So active aerodynamics is something that is kind of, you see in supercars. You know, you see them in McLarens, in really expensive Porsches. So this is that little feature there that we have that's really kind of cool. As well as that, just going to open the boot up here, just down there. And it's got a really flat boot space, so very, very flat boot space. It's really well integrated into the car. Here's a side profile of the car. A lot of people are pointing out how sleek this car looks from the side. Let's have a look at the rear seat. So the rear seat here. It's got quite a lot of space here, so let's check out our knee room here, guys. As you can see, this is probably the most knee room I've had in any car I've ever looked at. I don't think there's any car where I had that much space between. I mean, it's huge. So coming around and having a look at the interior here, you've got quite a wide seat as well. There's definitely enough space for 3 adults. Even in the middle seat here, I can get my feet out to there. Now, the middle seat foot space is not so great. You wouldn't want a taller person sitting in the middle. But you also can see there's an air vent here. In addition to that, there is a USB port down there. This rear middle seat comes down and it brings out automatically. It actually you just push that and it brings out your cup holders. That's kind of a nice feature. It's got 3 headrests for all passengers. Now, one challenge with a lot of cars, a lot of modern cars these days, is they have a headrest. The whole car has a headrest for all 3 seats. So you can actually remove these headrests to give yourself a bit more vision, because the back window is very narrow. It's a lot like the Polestar 2, a very small window at the back. And that's one of the reasons why having really good cameras is important in a car. So this car has 12 megapixel cameras. All the vision is really important, so you can see using the media screen, you can see everything that's around you using the 3D vision, having 360-degree vision around the car. I think that, that makes a pretty big difference to your experience. And you can see there's actually some little lights up here. On both sides they have little driver's lights, and the intention with those little driver's lights is that they're small enough that they don't bother the driver while the driver's driving, but you can still read, you can still see something, and you can obviously turn those off and on. So that's one really, really cool feature as well. Now these seats, you can see the seats here, guys. They are ventilated, heated and ventilated. That's one big difference between this car and some other models. It comes with a really, really high standard specification. You don't have to pay extra for these seats. These seats come standard on this car, which is really good value. I hope you guys have enjoyed having a look at this car. Come to the EV show in Sydney. It will be in Sydney. For all of you guys in Sydney, I'll be in Sydney, and I'd love to see you there in Sydney in November.